Hello, welcome. Okay, so we've got the Angels Among Us Oracle deck. Now these are the three tarot decks I've got. I've got Angel Tarot by Jane Wallace, Angel Tarot by Radley Valentine, and Angel Tarot by Travis McHenry. So let's have a look at these three angel decks. Now you could use any tarot deck with Angels Among Us. Maybe you've got a more modern tarot deck that might go quite well with it. I was just thinking of the Coffee Tarot. Now I know that's not a it's not an angel deck, but it is something that you could use. Now I do also have let me just grab the where is it? I was actually just thinking even Tarot of the Spirit might be quite a cool deck to work with Angels Among Us. Oh, and Elder Story Tarot by Hand Me That Pencil. Because it's quite a modern deck, even though it's for elderly, I think it would be a really good deck to work with. And the other one I actually thought of was Seraphina's modern, there it is, Seraphina's Modern Tarot. Now really you could use any tarot and oracle deck, any tarot or oracle deck with Angels Among Us. This one here is one I think I would use as well. It's a very sort of modern tarot deck. So yeah, I think there's quite a few that you could choose from to dive into, and I will have a look at those. But let's just take a moment and take a breath and think about, oh my god, how am I going to do this? I feel like I've got no space to move, of course. Okay, so we've got Angels Among Us. So let's have a look at a now really I think you could use lots of different tarot decks or oracle decks, but let's just pull a card. Which angel are we going to think about here? Okay, we've got Archangel Ariel, guardian of the earth, with environment and abundance. So here we've got this sense, I think Archangel Ariel here is all about your environment, all about taking care of the planet, taking care of your environment, maybe creating some abundance on some levels. Now let's have a look and see what the guidebook has to say with the Archangel Ariel. Now as I get to work with these decks a little bit more, maybe I'll get a little bit more in depth with these cards, but let's have a look. Archangel Ariel's name means Lioness of God, and she is the fierce and loving guardian and protector angel of the earth. She has a deep love and reverence for the natural world, especially the animals. Archangel Ariel can support you in healing the root chakra, helping you with any issues relating to abundance and making sure all your material needs are met. Archangel Ariel can help you connect more deeply to the earth and the divine flow. Okay, it says be open to receiving the divine flow of earthly abundance available to you. So let's have a look in regards to love and relationships. Deepen your relationships with animals through play and quality time. Spend time with your friends, family and loved ones out in nature to help align your relationships. With work, make sure that your work is in alignment with your values and ethics. Home, adopt or foster an animal, or bring earth inside through indoor plants and art that depicts nature. Money, focus on being a conscious consumer. Look for the most ethical and sustainable options that are good for you and your earth. well-being. Nature is the most powerful healer. Go outside, go for a swim in the ocean, go forest bathing, take a walk in the park, or bring nature inside with plants and flowers. And spirituality, it's about working with your power animal guides. Take yourself into a meditation and invite your animal guides to show up. So in this case, you could then decide to work with an animal deck if you wish to. Interesting as an alternative. But let's have a look and see if we can dive a little bit more into Archangel by using the Angel Tarot. Let's dive into this. I mean, if you've pulled a card and it says, hey, look, you need to work with your animals, pull out an animal deck if you want to. It's another alternative. Right. But let's have a look. Archangel Ariel. Talking about our environment, nature. Talking about our animals. Trust the guidance you're getting. Trust you're on the right path, or you're doing all the right things. You're moving ahead. Do what brings you happiness and joy to your world. And reflect on what's important. It's an interesting combination of cards there. So with Archangel Ariel, we've got that sense of your environment, getting connected with angels, connecting with your animals, and then it says to you about moving ahead. And it's kind of interesting because it's got that sort of horse energy coming up in both of these cards here, which is interesting. So maybe the horses could be really important. You could look at it being Archangel Ariel's talking about animals, and so the horse is very strong in these cards, sort of horsey energy. Maybe this is more unicorn as it is, but let's just call it, but Pegasus, you know, it's a unicorn energy. So you've got that again, you've got that horse type energy here, and so it's about power, strength. Interesting. And with the Angel of Reflection allowing you, the Hermit tells us to meditate, to reflect on the path that we're moving into, trying to find a sense of wholeness through knowing you're moving on the right path in regards to working with nature or working with your animals, animal guides. Know that you're on the right path. Interesting. That is kind of interesting to look at there. I just wanted to look at these cards really quickly. So yeah, I think you can really decide to work with a variety of decks when you're working with angels. Oops, that didn't work. Sorry, just needed to, there we go. I think it's important that you can decide for yourself and what decks you could work with. So let's pull out again. Let's do a couple of cards. Okay, so you can do yin and yang energy, right? You got your yin and your yang, your receptive and your action. So what are you receiving and what action are you actually taking? So what action are we taking right now? What action? That fell down. Okay, Goddess Gaia. Again, we're talking about our Mother Earth, Mother Nature, the provider, the elements. Goddess Gaia, interesting. Working with nature. Okay, so that's our, what action are we taking? We're connecting with Mother Earth, right? That's the action. So what's the receptive? What's the, okay, Merlin, alchemy, magician, manifestation. So you're going to receive, I feel like with this one here, you're going to receive what you manifested as long as you connect with Mother, if your action is about connecting with Mother Earth. Interesting. That's how I look at that. I think if you can connect with Mother Earth, if you're physically, emotionally, spiritually connecting with Mother Earth, in some way. That's spending time outside, being environmentally aware, you're recycling, you know, you're doing all the things that you need to do to make sure that you're connecting with Mother Earth, right? And so you're going to receive exactly what you want to manifest on your journey. Let's look at the Angel Tarot by Radleigh Valentine. Okay, tell us a little bit more about this connecting with Mother Earth and manifesting what we want. Okay, be careful, okay, with doing that. Make sure you're not doing too much. You know, it doesn't have to be your whole life. You do have to make sure it's balanced. Okay, don't try and do too much, though. Just do one step at a time. Don't try and do too much. Because skilled work is rewarded. If you do it slow and do it on topic, you can do, you know, be patient. If you do one step at a time, don't try and do too much at once. You will be rewarded. I do feel like things will move forward in the right direction there. I do feel like that's that sense of you will be rewarded here. Okay, so because there's more going on than meets the eye, I think it's important to make sure that you plan well when you're connecting to Mother Earth, that you're not trying to do too much, right? You're not trying to, if you're doing workshops or you're planning to help or do things, make sure you're not doing too much of yourself to manifest what you want, right? To manifest exactly what you want. So make sure that you're not overburdening yourself. You're not doing too much, that you are not feeling like something's being taken from you. You know, you're not overwhelmed by it all. You're allowing yourself the ability to finish one task at a time, to complete what needs to be done. So that's a bit interesting message there, tying in really, really well. I love that. So yeah, I think overall, I don't think it matters what I just keep saying, I don't think it matters what decks you use, but I just want to sort of give you an idea. And I keep looking at this deck and thinking, oh yeah, I could use it with this, use it with that. I mean, I've got a good selection of decks in my thing, so you could really combine any tarot and oracle deck, and I'm not going to go through them all in this case. I think that's enough for today. Like I said, I think I could do Elder Scroll. I don't want to do the Angel Tarot. I could do it, but I'm just thinking, oh, I don't want to make these videos so long. So let's do Elder Stories. Let's sort of think about, okay, tell us what we need to know right now. What's important to us? And I'm just pulling 3 cards. Like, I'm trying not to get too complicated. I'm just trying to keep it as simple as possible. Okay, so the first card is the Empress. Nurturing oneself, giving birth to something new, working out what's important, what's the priorities. Allowing oneself to be led into a new light, to sort of change that perspective in regards to poor little old me. So here we've got this sense of giving birth to something, and maybe you're worrying about it quite a lot, and so you've got to work out what your priorities are, what's important, what are you juggling in regards to this situation. So which angel can help us in this journey? What angel or deity can help us in this journey here? Okay, it's interesting. Jesus. Forgiveness, compassion, the spiritual teacher. To me, the compassion, being gentle with oneself is going to be really important here. I just get the sense of being gentle with oneself. I'm not going to go into too much detail about depending on what's going on in your life. So look, what number is it? 17. Let's just have a look and see what. Okay, it does say Saints and Ascended Masters. Okay, Ascended Masters. Okay, so it talks about lead with love, listen with love, show compassion and kindness in all you do. It's about forgiving and releasing. But I think it's also about forgiving oneself as you're going through this stress and you're giving birth to something new and you're finding yourself stressed and overwhelmed and you want to try and work out what's going on. You do need to be very gentle with yourself. Don't rush it. Just allow yourself to nurture your soul. Really super important here. Nurture your soul. So call on Jesus for assistance with spiritual healing, spiritual teaching, forgiveness, giving and receiving, self-forgiveness, having compassion for others and yourself. So I think that's really important there. Creating more peace in your life, finding spiritual teachers and spiritual support groups and networks, having the courage and strength to fulfill your divine destiny. Embody the energy of Jesus by showing compassion rather than judgment, forgiving others, being kind, being inclusive in your work, social gatherings, giving to charity when you can, and sharing your spiritual wisdom and knowledge. Okay, that's kind of an interesting combination of cards there when you look at that. So yeah, I think it worked in really well. So I think with the angels among us, I definitely feel I am not limited to what decks I can use with it, depending on my mood, depending on what the client needs. So if you want to book any of these readings, don't forget you've got choices in how you can book, you know, what options you have for a reading. However you choose to do that, with whatever combination, whether that's through donation or whether that's due to one of my full readings on the Ko-Fi shop. So just remember to make sure that you mention Angels Among Us and choose maybe what tarot card you want. Totally up to you. Or you can just say, hey look, I want Angels Among Us, but can you choose a tarot deck to go with it? Totally up to you. So don't forget to like, subscribe and ring the bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. And also don't forget, if you want to book a reading with me, book when you can, and make a payment through PayPal or Stripe, or through the Ko-Fi. Totally up to you how you do that, of course, whether that is a donation or for a quick reading, or whether you want something more private for a full reading. Anyway, up to you. Take care and blessed be.